you so much, Praveen. It was awesome. And all of these examples, especially the Indian examples and people from India, and that inspiration of people to kind of follow the path and get into this inventive mode is something which I personally enjoyed thoroughly. And I'm sure the kind of questions I am receiving on the chat window, on my WhatsApp account, emails, everywhere there are questions which are following up. And I'm sure we'll do justice to whatever is there in the time limit we have, but we'll certainly try to open up all of these. So thank you,
Okay.
Praveen. It was great session. And I'll just open up a few questions which you can take up immediately. So one of the questions that I see in the chat window is that, as said, an invention can change the life of whole world. Some suggestion for youngsters to become scientists, as in how can the youngsters become scientists? What's the path that they should follow and where exactly to start with? Maybe you can add upon something here.
Okay, I'm not able to see the questions, but every question I will wait for you to ask me.
Sure.
The answer is pretty much what I gave you. Is that to discover a great problem, to discover a path or trajectory which will take you to a great invention, you don't have to do anything. You only have to wait and live as usual. Living as usual is the world's easiest job. You live as usual and problems will hunt for you. You live as usual and problems will hunt for you. All the problems we face trying to solve the Zoom today's morning were hunting for us, right? So
Sure.
Problems will hunt for you, and you recognize, we all subconsciously recognize the problem we are faced with. For example, the man who created the tree climbing scooter, Mr. Ganapathy Bhatt. We all know that Kerala has a lot of coconut trees, Karnataka, Assam, lot of places in India have a lot of coconut trees, and climbing this coconut tree is a big strain. A coconut tree climber can only do maybe 20 coconut trees a day. And,
sure.
And the scooter is available for like 100 years.
Sure.
It took close to 100 years for a poor man like Ganapathy Bhatt to spend his own money. So we all face problems subconsciously, but we fail to transform that recognition from subconscious state to formal, fully conscious state.
Correct. So you mean to say wherever there is a problem, there is an opportunity, and wherever there is an opportunity, you can invent.
Yes. So if I were Ganapathy Bhatt, or if one of the students in this class were Ganapathy Bhatt, and this is how the problem will approach you. Your father is shouting to somebody on the phone, and then you ask your father what's going on, and he says, I called this coconut tree climber 10 times. He said he will come today. He said he will come tomorrow. Now I've been waiting for 15 days, and the coconuts are falling into my neighbor's plot, and he's complaining. So this is the time. This is the time you think of solving. Now a problem has come onto you. You know, your father did not come to you and say, son, solve it. It happened because your father made noise. The problem hunted for you. Now ask yourself, how can I fix an engine into a rolling mechanism which is safe and which will ride on a coconut tree? Now a coconut tree climber can climb 200 coconut trees a day. 200 coconut trees, 10 times better. Inventions save your money and time by at least 10 times. It extends your life. It gives quality free time and a lot of money for all other people. Money is nothing but time saved. I hope I answered that question.
Yeah, I mean, awesome. That question looks to have a very good response. I would also like to open up the session for people who can unmute and speak about any questions that they have in mind. Or else I have few questions on my WhatsApp and emails that have flown through for this session, which I can definitely take up. But anybody in the session would like to open up a question from their end, we can take a 1-minute pause and check.
Hi, sir.
Yeah. Please tell me your name and your location and your designation. If you're a school student in 12th standard, tell me that.
My name is Sukesh Chauhan. I am from Noida, and I am a teacher. I want to ask some questions. Can you suggest some area where the youngsters can think to invent? Some area where they can improve or they can invent. They can think
Okay.
about.
Okay. So if students are trying to do a project, they don't have a project idea, and waiting for problems to hunt for them may take years. So they can go to my website called youcaninvent.org, and I have uploaded close to 300 of the latest invention videos there, and students can watch many of those inventions for free. And every invention has a lot of unsolved problems, or if you combine the features of two inventions, it become a new invention. So I would suggest all the students to go to that website, youcaninvent.org, click on latest inventions and see all these YouTube videos. It took a lot of time and effort from my side to Google and find out those inventions, and I'm sharing all of them for free with the public. Shah, did I answer your question?
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thanks.
And Shah, one more thing, that you could consider inviting me to give a talk to the students of your school. Many students want to make inventions, but they are not sure if they can, and they are not sure if many Indians have done it. The purpose of digging out a lot of details of Indian origin inventors, which took so many months for me, is to tell them that people of your same flesh and blood, born in India, educated in India, all those most of those inventors, I would say 95% of them were born in India, educated in India, and they lived and studied until the age of 25 in India, not in foreign countries. And then they went to foreign countries and made a big invention. So you are pretty much formed by the age of 25. So what I want to say is that every Indian born in India and educated in India should feel lucky that they have the same genes, they have the same blood, and they can do the same invention of a global scale if given the opportunity and environment. This is why I'm trying to transform 1 million people into inventors and not 100 or 1,000 people into inventors, because 1 million people is an ecosystem which will support itself and evolve. But 2 or 3 or 10 or 100 inventors don't form a critical mass of population which can support itself and grow itself. I hope you understand.
Thank you, sir. Thank you giving this opportunity for all of us. Thank you, sir. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. Next question.
Any other from the audience would like to open up for a question?
Yeah, this is Sanjeev. I don't have a question, but I have a thought in mind.
Yeah, please tell me your thought.
Yeah, Corona has actually brought into too many inventors, because we see auto drivers, partitioning their auto, putting sanitizers and fixing them on their auto. So what I'm saying, what you said was right, that if there is a problem, if you try to find a solution, that is an invention. So in our daily life, we have seen a lot of inventions coming up in the Corona time. That should inspire the students. That's it.
Yes, yeah. So it's a nice thought. What Sanjeev Mancha was saying is that there are a couple of auto rickshaw people who put a sanitizer stand in their auto rickshaw, and Saul spreading it from the auto rickshaw side. And even I helped design a dispenser stand, a foot operated dispenser stand for dispensing the sanitizer. So not just me, many people have done it. Some people have created dispenser technology with wireless. So with every calamities will come opportunities, and we need to recognize them. Although there are many bad effects of this corona, there are also good effects. We all had some free time to think hard. We all had some free boring time, and people are most creative when they are most bored. Remember that. So don't be upset when you're bored. It's when you're bored you are most creative. It's when you feel the most ideal that your aggression in creativity happens, and that is the best time to think of a new idea. Next question.
Any other from the audience would like to ask a question? We have some questions on WhatsApp and other groups as well.
Yeah, can you read one of the important questions?
Sure, there are multiple. Let me choose something which really is interesting to me as well. So let me be selfish here.
Yes, go ahead.
So somebody says that you showed a nice data of 300,000 patents by US. In India, that number was 14,000 odd, if I am correct. What is lacking in India? We say we have invented so much. There are so many people who are doing so many things. Zero originated from India, but are we lagging behind somewhere? Is government, is intent of an individual, the education system? What is wrong? Can you just highlight there?
Well, I would say the least mistake is on the individual. I would never blame a baby or a child. All babies are born equal. This is not my statement. This is a generally accepted thought or saying. I would blame the lack of support for inventors, and there is a role by the educational institutions to play in it. There is a role in social upbringing. There is a role among parents. All of these entities and even the government, all of these entities must reward experimentation and creative ventures. And even in our education system, it's the weightage is too much for memory-based education system, especially in science education, especially in engineering colleges. Engineering colleges are supposed to give at least 50% of the grade for making machines instead of writing exams, because engineering is a hands-on job. So same thing for science and physics and chemistry education. The government of India and the state governments also have to set a date to create inventor personalities. I'm not aware of any inventor of any India-based inventor getting a Bharat Ratna. You know, my belief is that Goodnight Mohan, if you know, for his, if he's the inventor of the Goodnight chemical, or I don't know if he co-invented with somebody else, but whoever invented the Goodnight chemical, I think deserves a Bharat Ratna, or Mr. Ganapathy Bhatt. He, I believe, at least a Padma Bhushan, in a Padma Shri. We need to create examples like that so people can follow. Once the government recognizes, the private corporations will put in the money. So the problem is not with the individual, the problem is with the environment. And that is why I'm trying to transform 1 million people into inventors, because 1 million people form an environment. It forms a corrective environment. It has a power to pressure and affect a change on the schooling system, on parenting, on the government, and on the corporates. So the mistake is not with the people.
Sure. Thank you so much for your response, Praveen. We have another question in which a gentleman is asking, patenting is something which is a word to me. I have never understood how there is a process involved to get something patented. I think I have done a couple of things which I can get patented, but I don't know the process of it. If Mr. Praveen could highlight from his experience of what it has to be done, it will be grateful for me for this takeaway as a session.
Okay. So patenting is a long and lengthy and complicated process. It also costs some money. So I do workshops on patenting, which I can do at some other time. But when I do workshops, it's like close to 2 hours, because people ask me a lot of questions. I know a lot about the patenting process because I wrote my own patent application, and I was granted a patent. I applied for my first patent application at the age of 21, 22. And I have applied for another patent recently, and one more patent I'm going to compose soon. Patenting, the patent office, they are going to ask you 3 fundamental questions. One is it a world's first? Is it novel? Is there a utility for it? And is it non-obvious? So there must be use for it. It must be the world's first, and it should not be obvious. It should be there should be some complication in it. It should not be too obvious for anybody. So these 3 are the main criteria. If your invention fulfills these 3 criteria, then the Indian Patent Office or the patent office in many countries will issue you a patent. It takes 4 to 5 years to get the patent issued after you make an application. The process starts with the help of a patent attorney. When you apply through a patent lawyer, you must apply through a registered patent lawyer. The government of India conducts exams for patent lawyers, and the lawyers who pass those exams are called registered patent lawyers, and they are legally eligible to argue your case in the patent office in case it is refused. So always go to authentic lawyers. You can see a list of patent lawyers at the Indian Patent Office website. You can see a list of registered patent lawyers, and it takes some time. You have to make the drawings, you have to make the claims. You can also apply for an international patent through the Patent Control Treaty application. It costs close to 7 lakhs if you approach a reputed patent firm. Applying for a patent in India for a small invention costs close to 1 lakh rupees. My suggestion is do not apply patent by yourself, because you have the patent office expects you to apply and compose a patent in a specific form, which the patent lawyers are more experienced than you.
Sure.
So you
Thank
make
you.
a big invention, but your patent application is defective because you try to compose it. That's a bad thing.
Sure.
Okay.
That's a great takeaway.
Okay.
So I'll take up a question which is coming from Nepal, and this has come for twice, so I'll definitely take this one first. Mr. Birendra Kumar Sharma from Nepal, he's asking me, because I couldn't attend this session, I'm so sorry, but I heard a bit of it. I definitely want to ask Mr. Praveen, what is the thing that we should check or do in a child's education system which can help our upbringing generations getting into scientific mode far more often than what it has been? I really want to see my sons and daughters grow up into something which they can do for the world as an invention, and in turn make Nepal and me proud. This is what exactly it has.
How old is his children? How old is his children?
I really do not have.
Okay. I'm assuming they are still below 10.
Yeah.
So the answer I have for him is that all children are natural inventors. We don't have to do anything to transform them to inventors. They are already inventors. They are very curious. Whatever a child does to learn walking by itself is exactly the same process of invention, experimentation, observation, feedback, improved experimentation, observation, feedback, improved. It's like that. So what I do, apart from my talks, I would suggest that his children attend my next talk. Children as young as 7th standard, 5th standard are also eligible to attend if they have the patience to attend. So my suggestion, what I do to promote inventive thinking is that I show and I demonstrate all kinds of engineering components online. Previously, I was doing these demonstrations in my training room. I show them all kind of nuts and bolts and where they are fixed. And then I show them all kinds of motors. And then I show them all kinds of lamps, all kinds of bulbs, all kinds of lenses. I show them so many engineering components which are used in our daily machines. So when students see all these components, they think of a way to use them to build a machine which can solve a problem. Another way of thinking of it is that if they come up with the idea of a machine, they don't know if components exist to build that machine. So my suggestion is to immerse them with videos of inventions on my website called youcaninvent.org. I also have a depository of close to 1,500 latest invention videos, which I can consider supplying to people, not for free, because it takes a lot of time for me to find these inventions. Like making inventions, it is very difficult to find out good quality inventions from the internet. And I could also conduct a workshop on different kinds of nuts and bolts. I'll show you if this, this is a box containing different kinds of nuts and bolts. Many of these components I bought from Germany. So I can take out these different kind of nuts and bolts and show in front of the camera each nut and bolt. For example, this is called a coupling nut. This is called a coupling nut. It is used to attach two bolts. One bolt here, one bolt here. It's used to attach. I will exactly show you. Imagine you have a long threaded rod like this.
Sure.
Okay? And you want to extend it. How do you extend this threaded rod? What you do is you rotate it here, twist it here, okay, you attach here, and you attach another threaded rod here. So you extend the threaded rod. Okay.
Great.
The problem is when people don't have seen these components, and these nuts and bolts are made more than 1 billion, 1,000 million pieces per year, but people have not seen it. School students and engineering students and science students have not seen it. That is a sad state of the quality of education in the whole world. I'm not just talking about India, it's the same in US and Germany.
Sure.
Yeah. So
thank you, Praveen. Thank you, Praveen.
Yeah.
So Praveen, one last question in the interest of time. We are overshot around 10 more minutes, but there is a question which has come twice, so I will definitely take this up. I have somebody from Kolkata, and she says that I have been quite good in my science and I have been equally good in my computers. Is there something that I can do to club these knowledge together and try to invent? I'm not asking what exactly could I invent, but a field to choose and a guidance here will really work. I am an MSc final year.
MSc final year in which area? You don't know?
No, this is a plain overall questions that I have got from people.
Okay. So the answer is pretty much the same of the first question, that you are an MSc student. You are good in computers, but that doesn't mean that the problems that you face are only into computers. The problems that you face will be from all the branches. Of course, if you are surrounded by software professionals, you will see greater problems on software. But you will travel outside, you will walk outside, you will do whatever all others do. So it doesn't matter. So do not confine yourself to only problems in software. We don't know, because some inventions were made by people of different fields. There are inventions made by doctors. There are mechanical engineering inventions made by doctors. There are electrical engineering inventions made by doctors. There are software innovations made by mechanical engineers. So it is not right to divide subjects. It is not right to deeply divide subjects vertically, because nature is not vertically divided. Nature is horizontally divided. Nature is horizontal, and whichever problem that you face, try to recognize it and try to solve it. If you have 10 problems with equal potential, and one is in software and the 9 are in other fields which you are not aware of, then you give preferences to software problem, because you are an expert in it. Sure. But if you discover a problem in mechanical engineering or medicine or some other field which has great potential, and you are sure you can learn it by yourself, or you have friends who are experts, at the same time you have a very small problem in software, which is very hard to market, then don't go for software. Go for the big problem.
Great.
So
Great.
live as usual. Be happy. Be patient. You will live till the age of 100. It's a long period to get attacked by problems. You will get
Thank
attacked
you.
by problems immediately after you log out. Try to recognize them, document them, and try to solve them. There
Sure.
is no easy way.
Sure, sure. I mean, that's so inspirational and noble thought again. You have been so inspirational throughout this session, and the kind of answers that you are giving is not only razor sharp, but also quite enlightening for people to take a path of what exactly they would like to achieve and how they would do it. So thank you, Praveen. On behalf of entire Gupshup to Inspire team, I would like to render my best of the thanks possible to you. You have been instrumental in enforcing a new dimension altogether on this platform of inspiration, which is around science and which is around invention. And I would love to host you over and over again and try to see what best use we can do from your expertise and your knowledge. And I would also like to call on audience, if there is some questions which I have not been able to address, or if there is something which after the session they feel, please write it to us and we'll definitely put it across to Praveen and check on of how exactly we can solve these questions. Praveen.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. And I also want to thank you because you have a sharp brain. Whatever problem Zoom puts onto us, you know a way to get around it.
Thank you so much. I think it's more of your friendship that has got this invention into me. Otherwise, I wasn't that great in Zoom or any other accounts. So thank you so much.
Yeah, great. And does anybody? So I'm thinking it's end of the talk, right?
Yeah, it's end of the talk. I'll just one last message to everybody. The website www.gupshuptoinspire.com will host and has already hosted a story about Mr. Praveen, and will also come up with a video of the session. So stay glued to us. Follow our social media handles, especially the YouTube and the Instagram, which will have all of these feeds which we have discussed. And if anything that you lost upon, or maybe you want us to repeat or kind of come back to you, please let us know. We are here to help, and we'll try to figure out what best and how best we can answer all the queries and questions, if at all we have missed any. So once again, everybody, I think thank you. Thank you for being such a good participants out here. Thank you, Praveen. I can go on thanking you because of all those good works that you have shown and you have told us. So I would like to call off the session and would like to stay glued and stay intact with all the upcoming sessions that we can do together.
Fine. Thanks and have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody.